Hello everyone, this is Illusion. Welcome to the first video in a series of tutorials. This series will cover tutorials from Minecraft to how to fix internet issues. We start off in this video on a screen I'm going to discuss a little bit in a second. However, first I wanted to just detail what I'm going to say in this video and what it's going to basically cover in this video. This video is going to cover basically connection and performance issues to do with Minecraft on a multiplayer server. Uh, so if you're having issues on a different multiplayer server, it may not pertain to you, but this is specifically for one server. So you may have to change things based on your server. The performance side, though, is single player, multiplayer. It's pretty much the same thing. You may alter it a little bit depending on your computer's capability. On a multiplayer server because you're gonna have a lot more entities and whatnot loaded. But anyways, let's start off with the easy stuff to actually discuss, which is internet. This is something I was trained in, so I actually know what I'm talking about when it comes to DOCSIS. What we're seeing here, these are DOCSIS streams. They're DOCSIS 3.0 modem, not a 3.1. How it was, but 3.1 is only used for gigabit, you can probably see some numbers and stuff. You may not be able to read this. I'm going to give you a very good guide on how to use it, which is you want to look for power. These are all in between -10 and +10. If they go above that, say 10.1 or -10.1, they are out of spec, which means you're going to have issues. 10.1 is not going to cause too much of an issue, but it's still going to cause an issue. SNR, signal to noise ratio, should always be above 24, depending on your ISP. These other two, most ISPs don't look at anymore. This one should always be 256 QAM unless you're technology. Practables, which is what this is. Ignore this one because honestly, this is what the modem is supposed to do. You can have billions of them, and as long as it's in the correctables, your uncorrectables, however, are another story. If you say you can, for this modem, I can click this button and reset this number. If this instantly goes up to say 1,000 on any of these downstreams, call your ISP that minute. As well as if any of these numbers are out. Just stop watching the video because you found your issue. It is this. You may be wondering how to see this screen. Well, at the top of your screen, you can see this bit of information here. 192.168.100.1. That's how you see this information. Now, this screen may look a little different depending on your ISP, specifically for each link. So yeah. Then there's also Upstream. The ISP I used to work for had this first. So, so the only thing you need to worry about with Upstream is the power. That's it. This should be between 35 and, depending on the time of year, 51 to 55. Summer, not 55, sorry, 53. Summer is usually 53, winter is usually 51. They bring the number down. Of course, once again, that depends on your ISP. This is the information you really want to have a look at. Make sure it's all good. Once this is all good, go ahead and have a look down here. This is your system uptime. Mine's been online for too long. It's been 10 days. You should really be rebooting these things every week. However, 10 days isn't going to cause any real issues. You're not going to notice anything going on, like no issues until about a month. Once it's been online for about 30 days, it'll start have issues keeping itself cool, as well as it'll have issues caching and some other. Another thing you want to look at is your event log. This is something you want to have a look at, but ISPs tend not to look at this because usually this is caused by another issue. As you can see here, no ranging response received, T3 timeout. There is just one of them. That's it. You just one, ignore. 10 of them, you reboot your modem and give it a week. Or give it a couple hours. If you still see a bunch of T3 timeouts, make sure your modem is plugged into the wall and not to a power bar. So things that cause T3 timeouts or T4 timeouts. If you're seeing T1 and T2 timeouts, ignore them. They're rare and they don't really do. I mean, I have one over the space of a long time. TCP renews and whatnot, those happen all the time. So this modem here is perfect working conditions, so don't worry about it. But if your log is like ridiculously long and there's like 20 to 30 T3 timeouts in one day, by the way, not over a week, in one day, there's 20 T3 timeouts, call your ISP and say you're having an issue. If they don't see anything, ask to talk to their tier 2, or for them to talk to tier 2. Most ISPs deal with tier 2 in a different way. The ISP I used to work for deals with it that tier 2 does not talk to customers, they only talk to tier 1 agents. Keep in mind that tier 1 agents do have access to the majority of the information tier 2 does. However, tier 2 is basically a management office and can approve stuff like sending a technician out or alternate ways of fixing issues. However, if you really don't want to call your ISP, bring your modem, the power cord, 2 pieces of ID to your store, your ISP store, and they will swap your modem out as long as you're renting it. Purchase the modem, then you're gonna have to buy another one or go into a rental contract. So, anyway, so that's all I really need to discuss about this. It's fairly easy to get around. Once you know how to read all this, it's pretty easy to do. Just for me, I personally look at it every day. I like to catch things like this. But to be honest with you, you only need to look at it once a week to even once a month to ensure that nothing happens. You just need to go to your status screen and have a look at these columns, sections, and just make sure everything is good. Make sure the numbers are within acceptable ranges. This has been on for 10 days, so these numbers are all good. So yeah, just make sure that this is good. Now, let's get to the Minecraft starter thing. So, quickly launch Minecraft here. So I want to show you guys how to do some graphic or some whatchamacallit? Option stuff. So this is going to be specifically for performance on a single player server or a single player game, and for vanilla. Mod is going to be a little different. I'll probably cover mod in another video because that's going to be a little bit more in depth, as well as I'm going to discuss a few. First thing you want to do is you want to turn Snooper off. Why do you want to turn Snooper off? It uses resources. Turn it off. Unless you want to help Mojang or Mojang make their game better, just turn it off. It's useless. Another thing you want to do is you want to go into your video settings. This is how I have mine set up. However, this is how my computer can actually handle this. So you pretty much need to do a lot of trial and error. That's the only way you're ever going to find your perfect settings, is trial and error. That's it. However, there's a few things I can tell you to do. The first thing you want to do is you want to bring your render distance down to 8 on the single player server or single player, or to the number that the server is set at. Server is set at 8, perfect. If your server set at 6, that's 6. Next thing you want to do is put a max frame rate of 60. Minecraft, just there's no point of having it above 60 in Minecraft. It's not a strategic game. It's not an FPS game. It is a viable craft 'em up, whatever you want to call it. This will limit your computer. I've actually had an issue which prevented me from even recording, which I had this turned off, unlimited. It was causing my CPU and GPU RAM to be rates. So just keep it at 60. There's no reason to have it higher than that. This one is optional. It does not affect performance as far as I'm aware. However, I do recommend it upright because then you can see things. These two are heavy performance things. I have mine at maximum. You can have it off, minimum or maximum. And graphics is either fast or fancy. If you're on a laptop, do this. Even do this if you want to. As well. So I want to show you that. So basically, the settings for a laptop is pretty much just do the settings for the laptop. This is the one that takes a while to change. So there. So this is what you want for a laptop. Game's not going to look very good. I'll show you what it looks like here. So this is what the game looks like with all those settings on laptop. What I call laptop settings. Basically, a computer that's not designed for gaming. All laptops are not designed for gaming. Even if you have a gaming laptop, they're not designed for gaming. So let's go ahead and change those settings back to what I call the best looking settings. I'm going to do this. So this bitmap levels is basically going to make it so that you have. I don't really understand bitmap levels a whole lot. As far as I know, it makes the textures more precise, kind of like anisotropic filtering. This is what the game looks like with everything on max. A lot less grainy, which is what I like. So this is all you can really do in vanilla. So let me just go ahead and launch something else, which, as you can see, this is my Modem client. Before I launch, I'll show you the installed mods. Two of them are disabled because they cause issues. I have Optifine, NEI, JEI, more overlays, better HUD, lock drops for JEI, and inventory tweaks. Keep in mind that I have changed some of these a little bit, but those are only for UI that I've actually changed. So let's go ahead and launch this. Another thing you can look at is if you have any issues, you can look at this log here, see what's going on. Once we get in, I will show you. I do apologize for the drop in frames. I'm just loading something to take a lot. There we go. So, switching scenes, something I haven't used before. So this is my Modem client. Okay, different does it? Okay, here. This is Optifine. Probably the only mod that I really wish they would pretty much put it in the game and do it now. Because you could do a lot of things with it. It tells you what it does. So I have mine set for best looking. In most specs. There's a few things I have that are on, like graphics is on fast. This Modem client is specifically designed for a server. So this is all performance, but with a few tweaks for a server. This stuff I just have like this because server textures. This is also something I like doing. You can turn all this off. I highly recommend turning all this off if you don't have a gaming computer. Also, all off this section for non-gaming computer. This stuff is really up to you. On 5. I have this on 5 because while it lowers your FPS, it causes the chunks to load faster. Which I prefer over FPS. I was testing, so I'm gonna turn it off. Another thing you can do is do this. Highly recommend turning that on unless you have another mod If you have another mod doing it, just turn it off. Unfortunately, there's no way for me to change this for some reason, but I think there's something I have to do. But yeah, this is stuff you want to basically look at, and yeah, pretty much all you really need to worry about. Now, when you go into the server itself, which I'm on a Kuma server, let's play together. Let's play Minecraft together. There's a few other things you want to look at. So, as you can see, modded client, first of all. This is my mall, by the way, so for the so the first thing you want to look at is the bottom right of the screen. Shows the milliseconds as players are online. That is so right now it's at -1 milliseconds. It pretty much means you can't read it. 126 milliseconds. I'm in the North America, I'm in Canada. So this server is in Europe. So I'm expecting that around 120 milliseconds with a bit of leeway depending on where in Europe it is. So that's perfect. So basically, right now I have everything set up properly so that things work as they should without any issues. So there's one other thing I want to cover here, and that is everything I've said is subject to change. Could change next week, could change in an hour, as well as everything is done with a wired connection. Personally, do not use Wi-Fi. All wired. Why don't I use Wi-Fi? Well, Wi-Fi is Wi-Fi is Wi-Fi. It's one of the settings. Basically, Wi-Fi is a radio signal that can be interfered with by practically anything. Anything that can interfere with it will interfere with it. Well as there's an FCC thing that says that the modem itself has to accept any interference, even if it causes unwanted performance. Something that actually most devices have to do. So yeah, so wire it in. If you're having connection issues, wire your computer in. Already wired in, reboot everything. Still having issues, go ahead and look at the stuff I've shown you. If it's not that, and you're still having connection issues, try a server that's close to you. There's plenty of public servers. Find one that's really close to you, log into it. See what your milliseconds is. Hit tab and see. Upper left there, my name is Arkhorse in the Minecraft. Mine's, 4 green lines. Perfect connection. If it's perfect connection there and on the server, you're having no other issues whatsoever, just having connection issues, it's one of two things. Either normal, or there's something else you can't see through the stuff I've shown you. There is one thing you cannot see through the stuff I've shown you, and that stuff is on the ISP side. You need to contact your ISP at that point. Just say you're having connection issues with a game, and you just want to make sure there's nothing wrong. They will check it on their end. Anyways, I hope you do enjoy this video. I'm sorry it takes so long to do this. Unfortunately, I do need to pack as much into here. But if you do like this video, please do leave a like. And if you want more of these videos, please let me know what you would like me to do. And I'll see you next time.